Bo Pelini was on the verge of a national contender. And then he goes through Mike Riley's tenure, basically, that if I can summarize all of it, that basically letting Bo Pelini go was a mistake, and they've been trying to catch up ever since in changing styles of offenses, in recruiting, and different areas in which they recruit, and building ties, and then having those certain connections break down because the next coach had a different style of recruiting or went to different areas of the country. Basically, that it's hurt the program, going from Pelini to Riley and now Frost.
Oh, absolutely. It's put the program back into the Stone Age. Like you said, Nebraska track record of firing 2 coaches that win 9 games a year in Frank Solich and then Bo Pelini, and kind of puts that moniker out there that, winning 9 games is not good enough for Nebraska. And in the fan base, it's not. You can't win national titles every year. But, Bo Pelini kind of stagnated at a certain point. And, Bo's biggest enemy was himself. And that's the reason Nebraska fired Bo, only because of he just was embarrassing the university just too many times. So, and unfortunately, that was the situation, and because Bo Pelini was a good football coach. He was a good defensive football coach, and he won a lot of games here. And his players loved him. To this day, there's not a single player that didn't play for Bo Pelini that wouldn't run through a wall for that guy. So, there was a lot of good things that Bo brought to this program, and there was a lot of negatives that he brought to this program. The biggest mistake was hiring Mike Riley. Mike Riley just had a different philosophy, a different cultural look, just not a fit for a program like Nebraska. It just gutted the program by the changes that they made. And, it was fun for a while because, the coaching staff was a bunch of great, nice guys that you like to hang out with and stuff, but maybe they were a little bit too nice. Their recruiting style, they recruited high caliber athletes, high ranked kids, and had a lot of ties to the West Coast, a lot of California ties. And just saw that culture just didn't work out here. So, Coach Frost came in here with a way bigger rebuilding job than anybody ever even imagined. And you're seeing that now when Nebraska struggles to win 3 or 4 games a year because there's no talent and there's no depth on the roster. And you see that slowly building back. And, after Coach Frost and his staff gets a few more classes under their belts, and you build that depth and you build that athletic base that you're looking for, things are going to change. We talked a little bit about the defensive end commit. If you look at all these linemen, offensive and defensive linemen right now that are committed in this class, you got 2 defensive ends, one's 6'6" and one's 6'9", and they can both run and they can both rush the passer. And then you got 3 offensive linemen, 6'8", 6'7", 6'6", all these guys, 300 pounds, 350 pounds. So you see what kind of guys that they're bringing in. You see what kind of guys that they've targeted on how to win football games. And they know what they're doing. It just takes time to get all these bodies in here so you can compete at a high level like Ohio State and like a Penn State and a Wisconsin and an Iowa. And, that takes time, and they're getting there slowly but surely.
A lot of people now bringing up some of their favorite players in terms of whether they're going to move on. JoJo Doman comes up by Real Talk, and Seth Sullivan, whether he's NFL ready. And my thought about Mike Riley as well, in they certainly went from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum, from Bo Pelini to Mike Riley, in regards to, just being an engaging person. And not that Bo Pelini's a bad guy; he's just a ornery kind of guy. Mike Riley's pretty much the exact opposite for a football coach, certainly.
And hey,
He also,
we were spoiled under Mike Riley as the Nebraska media corps.
yeah,
As Mike Riley gave us complete access. I mean, we could watch practice all day long, and we could do anything we wanted to. So, everything was under a microscope under Mike Riley, because everything was out in the open. And then, totally opposite of what Bo Pelini was like, and totally opposite of what Coach Frost is like. So, yeah, a lot of differences there.
and also Mike Riley, with his philosophy of how to run an offense, wanted to bring that West Coast offense to Nebraska, short passing game, and really didn't have the quarterback in Tommy Armstrong to do it. And certainly, I believe the administration understood that and knew that it would take him some time to get that quarterback in play that he wanted to run that type of offense. And I'm trying to think, who was the quarterback? His last season would have been 2017, right? Mike Riley?
Zach Lee.
Zach Lee. Yeah.
Or not Zach Lee, Tanner Lee. Yeah. You got to give Coach Riley some credit, though, because he changed for Tommy Frazier. He changed his philosophy to fit more of what Tommy Frazier was good at. Tommy Frazier. Tommy Armstrong was good at.
I would love to have Tommy Frazier. He probably would have changed his offense for Tommy Frazier.
Yeah. There's your South Florida guys right there. He changed for Tommy Armstrong, and he saw some success with that. But then, gets more of his pro style passer in there, and it just not working. Not in this state, not what this fan base is used to. And, the defensive philosophy didn't help either. The hiring Bob Diaco was just a disaster. And yeah, it was just unfortunate the way things are, because Mike Riley is just a great guy. I mean, I would hang out with him anytime. If he called me up right now, I'd be over at his house in 15 minutes.
Yeah, good stuff. And he certainly, it's not like nice guys can't be successful. He had 2 successful stints at Oregon State. In between, went to the NFL, got an NFL head coaching job. That doesn't come along to too many people with San Diego. And but just didn't work out that stint with Nebraska.
Turned down USC.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yep.
Was that who knows? There's been so many switches there. Was that Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian? Do you remember which time?
It was before that. Yeah. Because he was Keyshawn Johnson's position coach. So I think we're going back to John Robinson days. So,
or it might have been when they hired Pete Carroll in 2000.
Yeah, it was even before Pete Carroll. So, no, it was Pete Carroll. It was they hired Pete Carroll. He turned him down, and they hired Pete Carroll. So, yeah.
And if anybody looks up Oregon State football, which of course has done nothing but lose, Jonathan Smith's starting to do a nice job there now, starting to, but they've been awful for years. But Mike Riley, from about 99 to 09, had about a 10 or 11 year run there where he was going 9-4, 8-5 just about every year there with Oregon State.